My sister invited my whole family to her wedding, except for me. 2 years ago, my sister had some health issues. We were fairly close at the time, and she updated me consistently about her pain, fear, etc. We spoke daily, and she asked that I not share her health issues with anyone else in our family because she wanted privacy and also did not talk much to our parents. I did as she asked and also checked in on her often and offered help or whatever she needed. I sent her memes and videos to cheer her up, as I would any friend. We were in contact pretty much daily and I was very worried for her. I often told her we would figure everything out, my way of showing her that I was in this with her. Her health issues culminated in her needing surgery, and as the time drew near, she became distant and refused to share when the procedure would take place. She finally did, but would not let me know what time. I begged her just to tell me when it was over so I knew she was safe. She refused and said that my anxiety over her health issues was too much and that she was sick of my constant contact. She also said that my statement that we would figure things out was intrusive. After she told me this, she never spoke to me again. I was blocked on all platforms and ignored at family events. Last week, my parents and all of my siblings received invitations to her wedding. Later this year, I didn't expect to, but I guess I also didn't expect my parents to be invited since she doesn't speak to them either, and being snubbed like this is so hurtful. I will admit that my anxiety about her health issues was not fair to her, but I was also forced to keep it all a secret for an entire year and bear her burden with no help during a very serious health crisis. I don't think I deserved to be cut off completely. One sibling asked her why I wasn't invited. She stated that I had crossed a boundary that was unforgivable and that she didn't think it was worth the money to have me at her wedding. I am not saying anyone needs to invite anyone they don't want to their wedding, but again, it sickens me to think that I put my life on hold to be her emotional dumping ground until she no longer needed me. And now I am the cause of my whole family trying to figure out what to do and who to side with. The whole situation makes me absolutely sick to my stomach. I likely wouldn't have gone even if I had been invited due to her not speaking to me for so long, but huge boundary when I was just around concerned about her is breaking my heart. I would do anything for those I love. I am sick and exhausted by this situation. The top replies, first of all, I am so sorry that you are going through this, feeling caught in the middle after already dealing with the grief of being cut off by your sister is just an extra layer of pain. Do you have any feelings about whether or not your other family members attend your sister's wedding? Because if you genuinely do not care if they go, you could let them know that you feel that way, putting to rest any worries they may have that them going or not going will make you feel like they are choosing her over you. Might make you feel less in the middle if you really feel that way. If you would feel hurt by them attending, then don't listen to anything I said above. And instead, please know this: you did not create this strife. You have actively avoided putting yourself in the middle. You protected your sister and her secret and her shame, even while dealing with the grief of being cut out of your sister's life. You've kept this to yourself all this time because you love your sister. You kept your family out of the situation between you and your sister, even when talking about it would have probably helped you cope and process what was happening. You've done everything you could to avoid what is happening. Your sister created the strife and forced her own secret into the light by failing to invite just one member of her family. Please do not carry the weight of the pain that this is causing you and your family. You caused none of that pain. You've shielded them from your sister's choices at the expense of your own well-being. until she essentially shined a flashlight on herself. The second reply: wait, she cheated, got an infection, and it grew into a more serious disease, then ghosted you after she got better. She's just guilty and you know her dirty little secret. Don't feel hurt. Who would want to be at a sham of a wedding such as that? I know she's your sister, but with all due respect, karma got her for you, in my opinion. Lastly, I'm petty, so I would have told her husband the second she didn't invite me with all the texts you had between each other. Like a good person, just someone using people then discarding them. You are better off without her anyways. Enjoy your life, and again, no offense, but fuck her. Good luck in life. You seem like a caring person, so I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm 42 male and she's 35 female. My fiancé claims her sister sexually abused trauma as her own. Is this a sign of being a bad person? She's 35 and we've been together for a year. Her father has been married 5 times. He had 2 children from his first marriage in 1980. Twins, a boy and a girl. His first wife divorced him when he cheated on her with a younger woman who he impregnated in 1987. Their mother got custody of the twins, but they had visitations with the dad every weekend overnight. He sexually abused his firstborn daughter from age 2-18. My fiancé was the child of the affair from the first marriage with the younger woman. Her mother, who was 18, bore in 1987. Her mom remained married to him for 10 years and then divorced him. My fiancé was the golden child. She was pitted against the firstborn daughter, given lavish gifts, and called pretty, an angel, while her older sister was called fat, etc. She was fiercely defensive of her father. When her older sister would act out due to the abuse, my fiancé would defend their dad and say her sister was an ungrateful brat. My fiancé got limos for her birthday, vacations in the Bahamas and Mexico, a car for her 16th birthday, etc. My fiancé's mom moved out and remarried when my fiancé was 10. Her dad got married again, and then divorced, and then got married for the 4th time in 1996. He had a daughter with this wife. Same pattern occurred as with his firstborn daughter, sexually abused from 2-18. Again, he pitted his middle daughter, my fiancé, against his youngest. My fiancé would call her an ungrateful brat, a bitch, and tell her to respect their dad. Whenever her younger sister acted out, she bullied her. My fiancé found out in 2019 that her dad had abused her sisters. When they both came forward with the same story, she cut off her dad for 5 months. But as soon as her birthday rolled around in 20 and he made a Facebook post about her being his princess and favorite daughter, she thanked him for the post. She also accepted money and gifts from him for her birthday, so her silence didn't last long. Now she uses sexually abused as an excuse for her bad behavior. When we have an argument, she claims to have PTSD and trauma from them being sexually abused, even though it never happened to her and she lived with her mother. She also weirdly plays into the trope of the strong woman who survived sexually abused, which is not a trope for real victims, but it's become her identity. She says she identifies with the characters from the movie Girl Interrupted. She posts things on Facebook that say, "I used to wrestle with my demons, but now we cuddle. And I've spent my whole life struggling and surviving, but now it's my time to live." Again, to reiterate, she was the golden child. Her sisters were the scapegoats and she was not abused in any way. She even told me that her youngest sister, born in 97, confided in her that their dad physically abused her while my fiancé was in college. My fiancé didn't intervene or help her sister and told me it was none of my business. I loved my dad and figured she was just being a brat. I wasn't going to condemn my dad. The top replies, your fiancé spent decades abusing her sisters, hasn't apologized, defended a sexual abuser for decades, and now is impersonating a sexual assault victim to get out of taking responsibility for her words' actions. Why are you still engaged to her again? The op replies, it's odd because her dad took her on vacation, spoiled her rotten, and she had a great childhood. She grew up a wealthy girl in LA, spoiled by her mom and dad. Every year for her birthday she got a limo and a shopping spree in downtown LA. She had everything any kid could ever want and was the golden child. She now claims, I can't remember my childhood. It was so tragic it makes no sense. She lives with her mom. All the trips and gifts were given with friends around and her mom. She was never abused, but she will just say my childhood is a blur. I don't remember it at all, to cover her for using it as an excuse and to get sympathy that she sees her sisters get. She also has 3 brothers who weren't abused and were treated very well. They aren't claiming abuse or piggybacking off the sisters' abuse. Her dad is a celebrity massage therapist in Los Angeles with clients. Like the former Miles Davis, he owns his own massage business and he clients of all ages and both sexes. I asked my fiancée why she doesn't report him to the massage board to protect young girls from him. Her response is, are you fucking kidding me? I'm not doing that to my dad, no way. My mind is blown. He's a pedophile, working as a massage therapist. Can't get any worse for a career than that as far as putting young girls and women at risk. If she was so traumatized by proxy, why not at the very least report him? If she was so traumatized by proxy, why not at the very least report him to the massage board to help others? None of it makes sense. She calls herself an empath, and she recently started a career as a postpartum doula, taking care of moms and newborns at their homes after the mom gives birth. She acts like this angelic person who loves babies and dogs and is all love and light. I'm confused how she can be both people at once. Edits. I'm being told I left out the very important info that my sister cheated on her fiancé. I believe he knows because he was with her through her medical crisis and knows about it. As far as I am aware, she was clean when they met prior to testing. Has he put 2 and 2 together, or has she told him? I don't know. Also, yes, I have anxiety. It is successfully medicated 99% of the time. I am not pretending that I did not perhaps check into much or creep her out, as one comment put it. I checked in a few times a day, many of which were initiated by her, telling me about pain, etc. And I am sure that is part of it. I'm not trying to hide that. I also am not trying to make myself the main character of her illness. Lol. She did not have cancer. It was caught in time to get rid of everything, and as far as I know she is still well.